$5.70. That's what I made today. And it's probably the most important $5.70 that I've made since I started this channel. After 2 massive soul-crushing red days, I made some very real changes to my account, and today was the test. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what I changed, what I traded, and where I'm going from here. Okay. If you watched the last 2 recaps, you already know what happened. I don't really need to go into great detail about that. The short version is that I lost about $1,600 across 2 sessions, and most of it was avoidable. Yes. So Wednesday's loss was an execution one. I screwed up on the hotkeys, which I have fixed right away. As far as I changed the location of the hotkeys. And yesterday's loss was an exit indicator that I missed. And the stock basically turned into a falling knife. 2 different mistakes. But on both of them, because I was dealing with larger share size, and especially in the second case with a stock that was priced at almost $20, the losses were a lot bigger. Okay. So, these are some things that I changed after 2 big losses in a row. The first thing is that I reduced my share size. I was trading with 500 shares, and now I am trading with 100 shares. I've had to do this before in the past. I've had to reduce my share size and work my way back up. I even reduced my share size to 10 shares at one point. But I'm going to stay at 100 shares until I have demonstrated consistency and better risk management. And I'm going to be working out over the weekend exactly what that means. Instead of feeling it like I've done in the past, like it feels like the right time to size up, I'm going to actually come up with some criteria as to what needs to happen in a data-driven way for me to size back up. And whether that's going to 200 shares or 300 shares or directly to 500 shares, I'm going to determine all of that over the weekend. The second thing I did is that I reduced my price ceiling for stock prices. I was trading stocks between $1 and $20, mostly under $10. But one of my big losses yesterday was on a stock that was priced at $20 almost. So I'm only going to trade stocks under $10. Okay, to keep the exposure to loss more manageable while I'm still rebuilding my consistency and my confidence. Okay. And the third thing I did was I reduced my account size on the platform. I was already planning on doing that because of the pattern day trader rule, but I reduced my account size. I'm not prone to over trading. I very rarely revenge trade, but I just wanted to keep everything more proportionate to the share size and, match what I'm probably going to do anyway when the PDT rule changes. So reducing is definitely not quitting. It's what's keeping me showing up. Okay, I'm realizing the longer I do this, that risk management is my number 1 priority. I literally cannot keep trading without money in my account. And that's the reality. If you can figure out how I can keep trading without any money in my account, because even for a margin account, you need some money to start, right? So this is all about understanding what the priority is and what we're doing here. Okay. So let me go over my specific trades a little bit. Okay. So the first trade was WTO. And I also decided, this is kind of a side note, but yesterday's trading, HCAI kept popping up and I kept saying, oh, it's perfect. I love the price action. It's so clean. I should trade it, but it doesn't have news. I was very rigid on the news thing. And I don't know if it's the pressure of doing the recaps and trading live, but I was too rigid about my rules. And a big lesson from yesterday, and that turned out to be the one obvious stock in the market. And so what I'm beginning to learn is that not all criteria and indicators are weighted equally, and you have to, as you gain more experience, have some discretion. Of course, if I'm loose on all my indicators and criteria, that's just a recipe for disaster. But if I'm too rigid, I'm not using any critical thinking skills, and that's just plain silly, right? And as I gain more experience, I'll be able to see things with a more critical eye and have some more discretion as far as what I'm going to do. So today I wanted news on the stocks that I traded, but that was one that I was trading more on price action and less focused on the absolutely having to have a catalyst. Okay, that's a piece of it, and I want to have as many indicators and criteria pointing in the same direction to give me confidence, but it wasn't the only criteria that I was looking at. So for WTO, this was a bull flag pullback, and it was great. I had a, I said it was a great setup and a good entry. The thing is, I did not have a good exit. And my theme this week is exit indicators. And when I saw green, I clicked sell on the bid. I just wanted to be green. So that was a fail on my weekly goal. However, I was green. Now you can see if I had let it run, wow, I easily could have got 10, 20 cents a share on that, but I didn't. And you know what? I'm really okay with that. To be honest, the last 2 days have been pretty traumatizing with my huge red losses. And if all I do is scalp green trades for the next week, I'm completely at peace with that. However, I did flag it in my journal, that I did write down a note that I didn't use an exit indicator, and that will be considered in my recap over on Substack when I go over my weekly goal later on today. Okay, so that's WTO. The second trade was LABT, okay? And on this one, again, it was another bull flag pullback, which is pretty much what I'm looking for right now. Okay, this one was also, clean entry. On this one, I did look at, I did have an exit indicator, and it was price hesitation. Now, you can see it did ultimately keep going up, but when I saw the price hesitation, I reacted by selling. And so the exit indicator did what it was supposed to do. Now, did I get the result I wanted? Again, I left money on the table, but right now, that's honestly the least of my problems. I am trying to stop the bleeding and get back on track in terms of consistency and accuracy and all of that. So I did use an exit indicator, and I am really happy about that and really proud of myself for that. So if we look at today, I'm super happy with today's trading. I really couldn't be happier. I know it's such a small number. I don't even know if it would buy me a Starbucks, but I had 100% accuracy. I had 2 green trades. They were both really good trades. I mean, the only thing I could say I could have done differently was used an exit indicator on the first trade, but honestly, really okay with it. I just needed to be green. Okay. I really needed to be green. It was both of them were very small profits, but I'm still really happy with it. Okay. I'm back. Like, I've got a little bit of confidence. And I feel relief at reducing the share size. It just took a lot of pressure off. I honestly couldn't have handled a third bad red day. I just really couldn't have. So, the exit indicators, I just mostly have been seeing price hesitation. That's the only one that I've been seeing. And I mean, I think it's better than what I was doing before, which was not seeing any exit indicators. So I just really, really want to encourage everybody to, if you're going through a rough patch, please don't get discouraged, but minimize your risk, reduce your exposure to the market. I am really relieved that I reduced my share size, and today gave me a lot of hope because I had 2 really good trades. And I was less rigid. I didn't freak out about one of them not WTO not having news. And honestly, it was one of the top. It had, you know, crazy relative volume. And so I think you know, I feel like this is really a good start to recovering my account and rebuilding my confidence and rebuilding my profits, you know, because that's the number one reason why I'm doing this is to make money. However, if that's all you're thinking about, it's going to really stress you out because there will be losses, there will be bad days. Those weren't even my biggest losses, to be honest. It's hard though when it's public. You know, I mean, my live trading community, I have this little live trading community that has developed, and they are awesome and so supportive, and I am so grateful for that. They just rallied around me and just, you know, helped me, gave me some really good constructive feedback. And that gave me the courage to show up today with a reset, a new trading plan. And I will continue to refine things and continue to evolve. That's pretty much where I'm at. So later today, I will finish my recap on Substack. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will come back Monday. I am going to still be trading with only 100 shares. Okay. I'm going to set, though, over the weekend some guidelines for when it would be appropriate for me to size up. I'm not going to just use it feels right. I'm going to do something data driven. Okay. And that's pretty much it. So have a great weekend and trade smart.